Welcome back to Flying Smoke. All right, today's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be the first time I've ever shot with lump charcoal. It's going to be B&B Hickory Lump charcoal. It's a green bag. These bags were bought at Academy Sports, and about $10 a bag, I think. But don't quote me on it. I was there today and I forgot to write the price down. I'm getting old. At the end of the video, of course, I'll have the wrap up, and I will tell you why I switched from lump to briquettes. It might become obvious. If not, anyway, let's get started. All right, here we go. B&B Hickory Lump. As always, I have 2 starter cubes under each chimney. So we're gonna cook it we're gonna get these going. Target temperature for the grates is gonna be 700 degrees. And I'm gonna fill them up to just even with the chimneys. Again, excuse the noise. So, product placement is everything, right? That's my wife, she's in retail. All right, as you can see, it's lump charcoal. So, I got one more piece out of there. Oof. That's about, you're gonna have to work with me on this, folks. It's lump charcoal. This is to the top, to the top. I've got the goods to prove it. Oh well, black and red is your colors anyway. All right. The lab mic here. Starting off. Okay. Again, make sure you're wide open on the grates. There we go. 1, 2, give it just a few seconds. Good and hot. 1. Oops. That little guy's going in there. 1, 2. Just a few seconds. Now, those of you who are fans, who watch these videos, you're going to notice a lot of changes to this. Lump charcoal burns really hot and really fast and really clean, as a matter of fact. You can see the flames lapping up on it now. I hate cheating and telling you stuff ahead of time, but I'm going to. One of the reasons it's flaming up the sides and lapping, because a lump is inconsistent. It's natural. It's a natural product. You've got big pieces, small pieces. B&B tends to have pretty good sized chunks, but it's hickory wood that's just burnt and put out, and it's charcoal. This is just, you can actually see some of the stuff. It looks like split kindling. Anyway, so it will go very fast. If memory serves, 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most, and we'll be pouring these out, and they will be getting really hot. So, and I know some of you are already asking, well, why don't you use that? My God. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You know, open a refreshing drink or whatever you're going to do, and I'll sit out here in 100-degree heat and keep talking. Anyway, the magic of television is I can edit this out. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. 10:45. Actually, one of the things I was talking about when I lit them off is in fact happening. This one is just really going. This one has heat coming out of it, but not that much. We'll go into that in a minute. This one's going to be ready to pour in like 5 minutes. This one, I don't know. We've got some ashing building up on the right there and a couple right there, but it is not getting hot very fast. That happened to me in a competition. It'll all be covered in the wrap up. You got to stay tuned. Anyway, you're getting another fresh beverage. The light came on. So it actually should be pretty easy to see the flames coming up right now. All right, come back in a few minutes and see how they're doing. 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to do something that is pretty stupid, and you get to watch it. Famous last words of a redneck. Hey, y'all, watch this and hold my beer. I take this log here, take it out, put these babies on top of here. Got to get some heat up into them. The bottom one is ready to drop. And I can honestly say, I've never done this before, but I got to get some heat up into them. 15 minutes. The one over here, I guess, I don't know which camera one. That one is, it's ready to go. But I need to get some heat up into these babes. Remember what I said earlier about it being a natural product? Well, natural products, it's inconsistent. Nature is not smooth and refined. It's often messy and whatever. So, for the record, these would have been ready to go at 15 minutes. We're at 16 minutes and 25 seconds now. I'm going to give these just a couple minutes to get the top rack hot, and I'll dump them out. Coming up on 20 minutes. Okay. That extra 5 minutes was enough to get some heat up in there. They're pushing it, but I can drop them. And it's going to be hot, so if I'm running away from here... Wait a minute. I've got to do one more thing. Sorry. Look at the drop. Can you feel the heat? Holy crap, I can. But they did drop. Or sink, as it were. And they're snap, crackle, and popping, I'll tell you that. Alright, here we go. Let's dump these babies out. Alright, they're mixed as good as I can get them without burning my hands off. I'm going to bring this over to you one more time. Those were full. As full as I could get them. That's what they look like now. All but one is going really good. All right. Now if the lab mic will let me. Yep. Grow grates. All right. I'll get these sprayed and we'll start counting. We're a minute 28 in. Those of you that are a fan, no smoke rolling off there. All right, 288, 245, 320, 379, 385, 300, 315. I don't have my glasses on, but that's an average temperature of about 300 and blah, blah, blah degrees. They're 2 minutes in right now. We'll check them again at 10. 6 minutes. Needless to say, smoke's rolling off of it, so we've got to be getting close. 586, 550, 516, 487, 420, 399. Does anybody want to? Let me do the count again for you. I'm going to go from U back and around. Make a big U. 406, 470, 525, 589, 556, 390, and then the dead center, 558. Since we're getting close to the end of the video, I can tell you, this is why I stopped using lump charcoal. Is B&B Lump awesome charcoal? Absolutely. Are the cicadas really, really loud here? Absolutely. Because it's a natural product, because this is not an insulated grill, because I'm doing this for time and competition, I stopped using them. There's too many variables. You try to pack these chimneys really, really, really tight. You get one big lump and a lot of little stuff, and it burns at inconsistent temperatures. That's why we have hot and cold spots on the grill. You have to factor that in when you go to put your grill marks on. And I don't know about you, but I have other things to do besides sit there and go, all right, where was the cold spot again? This is wide open. The smoke's rolling off pretty good. Let's do one more roundabout. 450, 516, 540, 600, 580, 419, dead center, 572. Okay. The other thing is, because I can't pack it super, super tight and full, it's sitting down lower. And we had a lot of drop. And honestly, there's not a lot of logs in there. But I'm doing this to prove a point. I have to have a basic form of control, or a set of standards that I'm using, which is to the top of the chimney, and that's it. Can I fill them all the way up and put charcoal in there afterwards? Absolutely, you can do that. But this gives you the idea, gives you the real results, what each charcoal does. Will this get up to 700 degrees? I kind of doubt it. And lump charcoal burns really hot. I have a Charbroil Commander, which is a insulated Kamado grill. I mean, if you don't watch it, it goes over 1,000 degrees. It's insane how hot it gets. One last round. 480, 555, 558, 600, 580, 430, dead center, 586. Still got a few more minutes. We're coming up on 9 minutes now. We'll come back in a few. Just past 12 minutes. So go around the horn. 500. 570. 555. 595. 600. 455. Dead center. 615. Remember, this was with an inconsistent pour One of them was lit off good, the other one just flamed out. That happens in competition if you use lump charcoal. Use briquettes. I've never even heard of that before. I'm going to bring you over here and show you what I'm cooking. Here we go. That's a ribeye. And as far as I'm concerned, the best bang for the buck in the world of steak. Home cooked steak. Anyone? Anyone at all? Cicadas? That's a flat iron. I've actually talked about flat irons, but I've edited it all out because of time. But a flat iron steak, I'll put that up against a filet any day. It is a good, strong beef flavor. And cooked hot and fast, it's darn near hard to beat. And guess the way I'm going to cook it tonight? Hot and fast. I put the salt on. I haven't had a video on this yet, so just work with me. We'll get to it. I put a little salt rub on. It's called a dry brine. Got them up to room temperature. Then I came back with a little Boar's Night Out barbecue rub. It gives it a nice red color. And then I put Sucklebuster's 1836 recipe on it. It's really heavy cracked pepper, almost an au pav kind of thing. It's really heavy in a pepper. It's a little spicy, but it's got a nice kick. All right, put you guys on over here. Hopefully that's framed good. Coming up on 15 minutes. It's getting dark out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw these steaks on. For me, it'll be steak, and then while they rest, I'll get the follow-up video for y'all. And I gotta get the thermopop ready. Thermalworks.com out of Utah. Oh my God, best stuff in the world. The temperature. And this is a good, it's about a 3 to 5 second read. Anyway, bang for the buck. Not for competition, but for home cooking. I never take my competition one out here because I don't want anything to happen to it. This is my backup. Yeah. We'll see you guys on the wrap up. Final thoughts. B&B Hickory Lump charcoal. Basically, no, not for competition. I do use it. I have 3 bags of it here right now. I use it a lot, but not for competition. I'll get into that in a second. I said it in the video. I'm going to say it now. Why I switched from lump to briquettes is simple. I want repeatable results. Because lump is a natural product, you're never going to get the same amount in your chimneys. And I know that's nitpicky. It really is. But you tweak things when you're learning, and you tweak things when you're in competition. You never, at least I never have, and I don't know anybody that has. I'm sure there are. They just don't say it. But you don't just, I'm just going to switch rubs altogether. Well, I'm just going to, I'm not going to bring a PK this time. What are you going to use? George Foreman grill. No one does that. You tweak a little bit here and there, but you want repeatable results. Stuff that you know, because that does a lot. It makes you feel calm. It allows you to do other things that you know need to be done. The easy stuff, heat source, grill, things like that. I actually have a checklist before I leave on my days. A long time ago, for those of you who know me, I used to fly, and checklists. Just pilots like checklists because you don't have to remember stuff when you write it down, and you just I write it down and I have it. So I will say lump is great for high heat and a clean burn. I actually use lump for my Kamado grill. I can use briquettes. It's a steel Kamado by Charbroil, and they say you can use whatever you want. I prefer lump charcoal in it for a couple of reasons. One, you can choke off the fire. Whatever you don't use, you can reuse the next time, so it's economical. And second, it gets really hot. It's actually a challenge to keep it below 1,000 degrees if you're not paying attention. If you're just hanging out with your buddies and you start it and it's wide open and you forget to close it off or close the top or whatever, you could have issues. Did it heat? Did it reach 600 degrees? Yeah, it did. But there were cold spots. In the end, for backyard, for grilling in your house or whatever, B&B Lump, absolutely. I want to read you some notes that I have. Sorry, these are the only glasses I have right now. The other ones are, well, I'm not unhooking and going over there. I've used two kinds of lump charcoal in competition. I was learning. The Royal Oak Lump charcoal was the first one I used, actually, at the first contest. I've used, let's see, it says here, sorry, that was not the first contest. Ooh, no. Whatever. Royal Oak Lump is, it was 88 degrees with no wind. The pieces were pretty uniform. I actually poured the chimneys at 22 minutes. Both were red hot and the coals were burning. The grates, the temperature of the grates were 595, not quite 600. It's fine. Now the B&B Hickory Lump, which is what I just tested and what I did cook in competition. It was actually at down by Sardis. Anyway, it says it took time to light off chimneys, 20 minutes. Grates ready to cook in 15 minutes. Temperature of the grates cooking 625, and I think that's pretty close to what we got today. Got a 50 on my score at Marion, Arkansas with those, so that's good. But then I read the notes, and I'm going to read it to you now. There are some huge trunks that need to be removed to fit inside the chimney. Remember when I was filling the chimneys and the big lumps were falling out of it, and I had to smash them down and stack them on top? They're easy to light and they burn fast. Has some hot and cold spots. Had hot and cold spots today. Had to block the wind with my shirt and then top off the grill. Basically what it was I had some big chunks that they didn't get going as good. Because, this is just basic stuff, man. I'm no rocket scientist. Why does everybody always that's their go-to? I'm no rocket scientist. Whatever. You got little tiny pieces like this, and you get a big hunk like this. They're not going to light up at the same rate. They're not going to burn at the same rate. It's just the way it is. But you have a bag of briquettes that are all uniform in size. You're going to get a uniform burn. And that's what repeatable results. When I light off the B&B briquettes at competition, a lot of times I don't even set a timer because they're ready when they're ready. But I know that I have 30 minutes. And when you have a turn-in window of 30 minutes, typically from 2 to 2:30 or 2:30 to 3, whatever, you have to backtrack and set up your time. Again, we're going to get into this later. I don't want to get into it in depth now, but you can backtrack and you know what time you need to get your briquettes going so that you can get them poured, so you can get your grates up to temperature, so you can get your steak on, so you can get your stuff in the box, so you can get it rested. Boom, up to the judges. And you have to do this at reverse clock or whatever you want to call it. This is the time I want to turn in at 2:15 or 2:30 or whatever. You have to backpedal it. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. And if you have something that's predictable, nobody wants to get a wrench thrown in anything when you're in competition. This is not backyard cooking. It is really different. If your guests are there and you said they're going to eat at 6 and your steaks aren't cooked yet, they'll have another beer and they'll be happy. The judges tend to frown on that. They have a turn-in window and that's just the way it is. So, for backyard cooking, yes, absolutely. Love these things. I use them all the time. Steak cooking, no. Well, sorry. SCA steak cooking, no. The next round of charcoal, I'm going to go to Lowe's. I just picked up a bag. Oh, so I'm going tomorrow after work, and I'm going to pick up a bag of Cowboy charcoal. Everybody's, oh, I got Cowboy. They have it on sale. I saw a Kingsford Blue bag on sale, which, if you're cooking hot dogs, it's the stuff. It's on sale. And I picked up, yesterday I picked up the last bag of B&B Briquettes at Academy. So I've got just enough. Mars the Greyhound. We'll have to have a show on that someday. Anyway, I don't want to stretch this out any longer than I have to, so I really appreciate you all watching, and I look forward to hearing your comments, and I will see you soon. And steak cooking is firing up again. There's 5 contests around this area, so look me up. I'll be there with the boys from B&B. Or Boars Night Out. Sorry. Oh, them too. Anyway, I'll see you soon.